Oh. Hi, everybody. Are you there? Am I here? Thanks, Mark, for coming. Appreciate it.
That was funny.
Good evening. It's 7:15. It's time for our Facebook Live Talk Forum here on Sunday nights from the Institute for Christ Consciousness and the Copper Dragon. Tonight we're just waiting a few minutes for Rachel. She's going to make us some awesome teas for Jennifer and me and her. Hibiscus peach, really great teas, great for your health across the board, especially depending on what you got going on. So tonight's show is Live Talk Forum. It's about any and all questions that you want to ask God's honest truth about whatever it is your questions are. It could be in your personal life, could be 5-minute readings, could be 2-minute reading, meaning a reading like what's coming in your future. It could be solutions to problems, health issues, whatever you got going on, anything you want to know, the questions about metaphysical, God's honest truth. This is what we do. We teach love in the purest form. We teach and work with the highest form of consciousness in this reality, with a few exceptions to that, in Earth world, and that is Christ consciousness. Okay, so thank you all for coming. It's me, Lynn Rene MacDonald, and I'm here with my sister Jennifer and my other associate, Ray, my daughter from past lives, right? And our accomplice in crime, Mark, happens to be here tonight in our live audience. We've had lots of snow. You can come here in person, but this weekend and last weekend clearly weren't the weekends and weeks to do that in, right? Okay, so thank you. I see you all showing up here. Thanks for coming. Super grateful. It's going to be a great show tonight. We got lots and lots to talk about. Great fun stuff. Universe has been guiding me too. And that said, you can make a donation via PayPal or Venmo, or you can send a donation here to our shopping center. Usually Ray will post how to do that, so the link will come up shortly. We're just a little bit behind because tomorrow is the last day to get our 1099s in for our taxes, and this is really funny. It's really not though, but it is. But what are you gonna do? Obviously it was in the cards, and I know why this happened, because I asked God to get rid of everybody toxic in my life who was really unhealthy for us and wasn't in the best space of love and was unwell or toxic in any way, shape, or form in our lives. And lo and behold, my accountant sent me a letter like 3 days ago. All right, okay, mind you, about a week ago, but we just got the actual official letter 3 days ago, and we were fired. So we got fired because we're behind in all our shit, so I guess they got the shit on with it. But I know really why that happened, because I asked God to be free of any and all toxic in my life. So if they have gone out of my life, I have to trust God, love, universe, that something wasn't kosher there. And there's this one woman there who's super, super toxic, and every time, you know how some people can be super, super unwell, right? And she's never been nice to us since the get-go, and there's been lots of challenges here, and it is what it is. So I realized after we got the letter, I was like, holy shit, our accountants fired us. Can you believe that? I was like, holy shit. And then I was like, wait a minute. I think I did this.
That's funny.
Yeah, I was like, holy shit, I asked to be free of all the toxic people in my life, and boom! Now I have not an accountant. But the problem is, tonight we're scrambling, Jennifer, Ray, and I, to get all our tax shit together, to get our 1099s out, and we're freaking out. But we're really not freaking out. Why? Because we asked God, okay, God, we need A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Thanks, God, for that for us. Let us get it done on time, everything we need, God's honest truth. And now we're going to send it out, and then we're going to ask God for the best accountants for us, and that's how it rolls, right? So funny, though. More often than not, I find I ask God for things like months ago, years ago, right? And all these amazing things start to happen, and I'm like scratching my head going, why is this happening? Or I don't understand. And then I think I want this, but when I ask for things, I don't realize the complexity or everything that is included. When I ask for certain things, like to be rid of all the toxic, I had no idea my account was going to go. I was like, holy shit. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
But the same thing is true. Like when I was in my 30s, I remember I was 34, 35, and I've had a rocky road and a rocky relationship with my mom all my life, right? And I prayed, and I did a ton of work on myself and ton of work on my relationship with her. And I just asked God, I said, God, I just want to have the best relationship with my mom from love, right? I want to have just the greatest relationship from her. And for years, it was still not it changed, but it was because I wouldn't allow all the toxic that I allowed before with love energy or God as I grew in my enlightenment or my higher vibrational space, right? So my relationship changed with her over the years, and now I'm like 54, I think. Yes. And so like in the last few years, 2 or 3 years, my relationship with my mom is changing. And I'm like, holy shit, right? Because it's in the transit, it's in the stars, it's in the astrology, right? And I'm like, why is this happening? Why is this happening? And then I realized that like 20 fucking years ago, I asked for this, and it is time now. Isn't that fucking crazy? Just incredible stuff. But I didn't even think about it till just recently. The universe is like, hey, Lynn, remember? You asked for this, right? And then I was like, holy shit, I did ask for this, right? So lots of healing is going on in all of our personal lives. This is why I'm sharing this with you. It has to do with your solar return chart, your transit chart always, your transit in astrology. This just shows you where the energy is coming from and how it works and what is going on. If you want to understand it better in words and in energy and in all that it is, ask and you shall receive, and ask God for what things you need to see in your astrology or in the astrology, right? Because all of these transformations are happening for us. Hi, man. Thanks for coming. Thanks. All right, so all these changes are happening in us across the board, and this is for everybody because the whole planet has to change to a higher vibrational love, and that is what's happening. And if you can't get in that space, you're going to have many challenges, vice versa or not. I don't know if vice versa is the right word, but you're going to have many challenges with this energy. When I say vice versa, you can stay or you can go, right? You can exit the planet. It doesn't mean you die in like traditional Earth world where they think that you're dead. That's the end. Nothing else happens to you. A lot of times many people believe that. That's not truth of God or love. You transform. You transformation. 8th house, Pluto, Scorpio in astrology, right? Okay. All this said, I want to move on to start our questions and say hi to everybody here in our audience, and I could go on for hours talking. But before I do, hi, Leisha. Thanks for coming. Hi, Sophia. Thanks for coming. All right. And before I finish this up, there's a couple more things I wanted to say. So just to let you know why things are happening, the personal stuff I'm seeing in my life, I've asked God for years ago. This is about karmic return. This is about your north and south nodes. This is about 18 to 20 years of doing the right thing from love and being in alignment with your karma. And now what is happening is the things we have asked God for are coming together quicker and faster than ever before, because this is your karmic retribution, so to speak, or your karmic gifts. And if you've been in alignment with love, right, then you've been doing the right thing, and then wonderful things will be happening for you. Just like my relationship with my mom is changing, and even things that I might not think are so wonderful, like my accountant firing me, right? And it is what it is, right? But I know that if God and universe created this, right, or love created this, I know that if that happened, that is in my best interest. Hi, Steve. Thanks for coming. A whole lot more people are coming in this crazy weather. I'm grateful. Thank you. So if God and universe did all of this, then it is in the grand design of what is best for us always, because God, love, always does what is best for us, no matter what. So if I asked to be free of people in my account that were toxic, and all that is toxic in my life, and my accountant did not leave, right, then I would know that they were in alignment with me in their heart vibration. It doesn't mean they have to do the same stuff that I do or teach. Same thing with spiritual stuff. You don't have to do exactly what I do. Be in your heart. All of us. This is where the new world is going. Be in your heart, because when you're in your heart, you're authentic. You're true to who you are. You're working on your stuff in whatever way you are guided to by your soul. You're here for the new world mission, and great things are going to be happening for you, right? Be in your heart. That's the way of the new world. That's where we're all going. And that said, thank you everybody again for coming, both on the internet and here in our live studio audience. Thank you all. I'm super grateful. How do you like how we got it all fixed up after this crazy week of roof leaks and Very lot of crazy shit this week. And I'm sure a lot of you have been doing this. And I realize, too, that the reason this happened is because Mercury retrograde, right? Mercury retrograde. We're repeating stuff over and over and over and everything in our life. And we're going to talk about that a little bit more later. But I know that why I've been having such a really rough time is right now in this past month or month and a half is because Mercury retrograde is triggered in my personal chart, which is in my 3rd house in Pisces, and my 6th house is your Virgo house, but it's also my Gemini house, right? So there's a lot of influences that Mercury retrograde has, powerful influences in my personal chart, which then are going to magnify this when Mercury goes retrograde, right? Because there's also my Saturn, my Chiron, my Black Moon Lilith, my Neptune transit is in there right now, and my Uranus and my Pluto are in opposition in the 9th house of these things, not to mention all the other opposition squares, oppositions, and squares and other aspects of my chart that are going on. But the more shit I got going on, the more it's going to blow the doors off of my reality and create all this crazy stuff in here, depending on what I have to address to heal me. And this is why this is happening, this crazy energy. We're all going through really rough times, right? If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's coming. It's coming for all of us, whether it's this retrograde or the next retrograde or whatever we got going down in our lives that we've asked God for. And when you ask God for great things, right, or amazing, incredible things, right, then amazing, incredible things will be changing in your world to move, to create, to make those things happen, okay? So I'm explaining to you what's going on, only 5 more days of this crazy retrograde. Of course, then we're going to have like a little bit of a leftover, but I can already feel the energy shifting in a more positive way. But this is also because I've done a massive amount of work on my Saturn placements in my chart, as we talked about in our 6 and 12 medical intuitive show on Friday. We talked about all the work that I've done on me or started to do on me, talking about Saturn, your progress chart, your solar return chart, and all that in our previous show just this past Friday at 7:15. We talked about how these Saturn placements are affecting me. It's unbelievable, right? So, and this is all parts of the reasons that I guess what you'd say is store or bury my energy in my physical body, right? So this is one of the things that my soul tends to do, and there's a lot of other metaphysical things tied in with that. So I've been doing a lot of massive healing work. So I feel the energy shift. There's a lot more to do, because when you get placements like Saturn conjunct Chiron with your Black Moon Lilith and your 3rd house, you're a super fucking old soul, and you're super magical, but you're a stubborn ass as well. and you got shit to heal from lifetimes, and that's me, right? And if you're on my show or you're with us, guess what? You're our people, I'm your people, and this is why this is happening, so you can understand what you're going to go through, or what variations in your own unique way of what's coming, what we're all going through on the planet, because we've all come here to change the world. We all have our own personal battles based on the ratio of suffering we can deal with or not, as well as what we ask God for, what we came here to do, our dreams, and if we're able or not to do the work that needs to be done within our souls and in all that we are, right? Meaning clearing, healing, changing, creating us to be our best selves from love, right? And working with God from love. Okay, all that said, thanks for your patience, everybody. I know I get in the zone, right? Because I'm so excited and I'm happy to be here, and thanks, everybody. So we're going to start with everybody's questions. If Jennifer is ready. Are you ready, Jen?
Ready.
And you guys ready? Terrific. And get me some sage too, right? Got my rings on, almost all of them. Okay, so who goes first?
Here, and I got you some nat myrrh.
Oh, totally. Thank you. Apparently I need some cell salts. Jen's freaking them out. All right, God, thank you for these being the best ones for me. And that's funny because my eyes are dry and I'm feeling super dry. So you picked out the right one, not myrrh. Excellent.
Cool.
Cell salt. All right. Thank you, God. All right. Go ahead.
First question of the night is from Danielle Taman.
Hi, Danielle.
She says, as you are aware that she's on a twin flame journey,
Mm-hmm.
she's been shown the numbers 22 and 333, and earlier today she saw the time 4:22. What kind of messages are the angels trying to send her? And I also had Rachel bring this in case you wanted to talk about that. I thought
Oh, cool. Jennifer had Rachel bring the Angels Numbers book, right, for Dorian Virtue. That's another story. Don't worry. I'll stop and I'll do the reading right now. All right. Angel Numbers 101 with Dorian Virtues. It's got a lot of really great information for numbers in here that tell you the meanings of the numbers. This is really great for you to have, Danielle, and for everybody to have, especially if you're new to this journey, but you can always look up the numbers online as well. Internet is a huge, vast wealth of information. It kind of mirrors everything that is God. It's like energy floating around through technology, you know what I mean? So you have access to massive amounts of information, but this book is a fantastic book, and you can use the internet to get angel number answers as well. I used to use that book all the time, especially in the beginning of my journey. But now where I am with God, and I still use it sometimes. I love it. It's a great book. And yes, we can read from that book as well with your numbers. What I pick up though for you is, you said, what numbers did she say, Jen? She said 2.
She said 4:22 was the time. 3:33. She said 22, and that's it.
So separately. Mm-hmm. All these numbers are separate. 22. So she said 4:22. She was talking about when one of the things that she sent me, I think on Personal Messenger, she sent me like a 22, right? Well, the number 2 in general is about partnerships with God, partnerships in business, partnerships across the board, relationships, twin flames, twins. That's the number 2, right? That's why February, right, is the number 2 month of the year. It's about what? Love. Pretty cool shit, right? Yeah. February is about love, right? It's the month of love. All right. So that's what that is. The number 4 is the number of completion. Right? So I do feel like you're moving forward, Danielle, in your twin flame journey with this. The number 4 is completion. It is square, right? It is enlightenment. It is you've ended a journey, right? What are the other numbers she has coming in? What other messages do we have for Danielle? God is on his truth for her. Go ahead. What's her number?
333.
Okay. 333, all right? So you're getting 333. So 3 is 9. 333 is 9, which is the end of cycles, right? That goes again with the square or the number 4 because it is enlightenment, is the end of cycles. Number 3 is the number of active God. It is a triangle. Father, Son, Holy Spirit, right? All 3 of those. It's in religious or religions. It's in ancient geometric shapes and wisdom from ancient times. All right, it's a triangle. Triangle points up. It points to the heavens, right? That's where all of our answers are, right? It couldn't be more obvious. See, triangles talk to God, heavens, angels, right? And so this is, again, another message in the numbers about endings, new beginnings, working with God, partnerships, right? And this is really a spiritual journey, Danielle. The number 9 is endings. The number 0 is like circle of life, new beginnings. The number 1 is new beginnings, but it's also endings because you've ended over here. Same thing with number 9. 9 is the endings, right? So you're going on a new journey now. And since you got the 2, partnerships, the number 4 is completion. It is time for this, so it is coming in, and we've also talked about this, Danielle, and it is in your astrological chart in many of the aspects, and we've seen this and we've talked about it. So that said, we're going to get our Danielle, this book for Danielle, Dorian Virtues book, and we're going to look up a few of these numbers. Now remember, you can add all these numbers together as well and see what number they make, right? Many times it'll be just right in alignment with all the numbers that we just put out there, right? So what numbers do we have? 422?
333 and 22.
Okay. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? So we got 8. 8 is the number of abundance. So it's also infinity, right? So this is about relationships and partnerships that have gone on forever, for lifetimes. This is about soul relationships, okay? This is about knowing each other, like the number 0 for eternity, for lifetimes, right? Okay, so that's the number 8. And then what was the other number?
333.
333, which is 9. So if you did 9 and 8, we got 17. And what is 17? 1 with God. 7 is being a light worker, right? These are some of the most powerful messages that universe guides me to tell you all and share with you offhand. So the 7 and the 1 is 8, right? So like I said, it will repeat over and over and over. Do you guys see that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you have the number 8, and we talked about 7 being light worker, the number 1 being one with God. It's also 1 is about the self, right? And when you have a twin flame journey, it is about self-love. It's a higher knowing partnership, which is why you have all the triangles, all the squares, all the completion here, leaving ends of cycles, active God, because this is about your soul calling in your next big leveling up, so to speak, or moving up. I hate to use leveling up like it means like, I don't even know. It means like a lesser than space, but it's just you're going in a new direction, in a higher vibration, and this is good. This is good. So this is where you're going. I don't like to use the words of anything less than, right? So clear that out of us and tell me why that is. Because we want to stay in a positive, healthy space of love and be in that space. And there are certain words and intonations and energies within these words and everything that we say. Just like last week, or on Friday, we talked about winning, and winning is an ego space. I have to win this. I have to win. I have to win. It's about I'm the best. I'm the best, right? So this is also why I don't like to use the word winning, right? Because it's not a healthy space of ego or love energy in its purest form. Same thing with anything less. When I say, you're a student, or it's cool to be a student. I love to learn, absolutely. But when it's in a positive, healthy way and it's used versus a condescending way, or I have to level up, meaning that means, in some way, shape, or form, well, are you good enough and what is your intention there, right? So you have to be very wise about the words you use, because everything is energy and it tells you exactly your intent is all tied up in that. And many times these words have toxic intent and people don't even realize it when they say it. So this is why I'm picking out these particular words and why I don't want to really use the leveling up. So really, you're just going further down your spiritual path, in your spiritual journey. Thanks God for the best words for me to use now, please. And you are going to be healing yourself, and the twin flame, everybody gets like this misnomer with the twin flame shit. They think that a twin flame is their end all be all relationship, and that is not the truth of God or love, right? This is just a very powerful energy and time in your life when your soul calls this in. This twin flame stuff, this is totally about moving into a more positive, healthy direction with love, for self-love for you on your spiritual journey. Thanks God. Those best words to explain that. Does everybody understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Steve, you look a little perplexed. No, you good? Oh, you're just tired? Yeah, I hear that, man. Okay, so going back to this, did I explain everything? Thanks God. They're telling me yes. If there's anything else that I need to explain, let me know in reference to this, so I stay on in the space I need to be to complete this stuff in the healthiest, best way from love. Okay, thank you God for that for me. Okay, 422, did you say?
Yes.
422. Okay, here it is. 422. The ass kicker about the Dorian Virtue book is she's gone on a new path now. It's kind of like she just moved into a more religious space. From what I understand, she's not printing these books out now anymore. But the wild thing about that is they're like super expensive now. It's like, the olden days it was like a $15 book, right? Now it's like I see it out there for like $100, $125, $200 on the internet because you can't get it. All right, but where there is God, there's a way. Thanks God for that for us. Best price, best everything, best guidance, gifts, everything we need from love. 422. This is the number, Danielle. This is a strong message from the angels asking you to trust, believe, and have faith that your prayers are being answered, because they are, right? So, Danielle, even when you call me 15 million times and you tell me, right? And you do that, all right? And I love you, right? And you say to me, when is it gonna happen, right? Because we've seen it in your chart. We know it's in the stars. We talk to God all the time. We know, right? But Danielle's impatient. But it says here, trust God, trust love. There's your message, 422. See that? It's coming. It's coming, okay? All right, what is Danielle's other number? 333, right? So, what do we got? 333. Here it is, peeps. See it there? Right there. 333. You are completely surrounded, Danielle, protected, loved, and guided by the benevolent ascended masters. Cool shit, right? Yeah, and then what's the other number?
22.
22. And see, you can separate the numbers out so you get all these cool messages. 22, right down here. 22, people. Can you guys see that? 22? All right. The angels can see the positive results of your prayers, and they want you to have patience and stay optimistic while the final details are being worked out in heaven. This is an urgent call from the angels to keep the faith. Trust. In these times, this is more often than not. I can't tell you how much shit I pray on, right, to get rid of the toxic, and then I lose my accountant, right, and I'm scratching my head going, what the fuck, right? But I must trust and I must have faith that this is what is best for me. And I ask God for the best new accountant and people for me, and boom, God will bring it. And I have to trust that even though I'm floating on this something that feels like nothingness because I don't have a solid person for my accounting, I trust the universe first and foremost that they're going to take care of me no matter what, right? Ask and you shall receive. Next number up, number 8. Remember how I said they added together and we got the number 8, right? Unless there was another number that you have over there, do you?
Mm-mm.
No? Okay. For Danielle. Number 8. The number 8 signifies abundance and prosperity. The endless loops in this number signify an infinite flow of money, time, ideas, or whatever else you require, especially for your life purpose. That's cool shit. Number 8. All right. And then I think we had 17, didn't we? Because it was 7 and 1, I think, and that's how we got to the number 8, right?
Yes.
So I believe this is the last one, correct? Okay. All right. Number 17, Danielle. The angels applaud you for staying positive and optimistic. They say that your optimism is warranted as your affirmative thoughts are coming true. Keep up the good work as you're on the right path, all right? So stay in your good heart, Danielle. You're a beautiful soul, and you got a lot of great things coming. And even if it isn't this guy, your soul's got something even better for you with God.
Cool.
Thank you, God, for that for us. Okay. Anybody out there want to look at the book, or?
No.
All right. All you guys probably already know about it. All right. I got my tea. All right. Who's next, Jen?
Well, Jessie May's here, and she says, Lynn, today has been a hard, heavy day.
Hi, Jessie May. Love you, girl.
She just says, getting to spend some time with you live is the light she needed today.
Cool as shit.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you.
thought that's cool.
And it's unbelievable because as crazy as it is and as hectic and wild as my life is, I fucking love these shows. It's my thing. I love this. I love you guys. I love what we do. It just fuels my fire. And so thank you. Thank you all for coming. I'm super fucking grateful. And thanks. Thanks for letting me know that. So please do send your great comments, guys, because I love to hear it. You guys too. You guys too. All right? Okay. So, who's next?
Lavette Hollingsworth says, Hi, Lynn. I've been really depressed for days. Any insights, messages, words of wisdom? If there's time, is there past life reasons that I can't manifest a friggin' husband? Thank you.
Oh, whoa. You sound like Danielle. Whoa. Whoa. All right. Okay. When I get in your space of depression, is it Lavette?
Lavette.
Lavette. I just want to make sure that I get your name right. God's honest truth here, all the gifts and tools that are best for Lavette, please now. God, what is Lavette's birthday? Can you please tell me? Lavette, if you can tell us, great. Universe will guide me to whatever we need, regardless. Because I feel like you have like a water moon, a lot of water energy in your chart aspect-wise, which lends itself to depression. All right, across the board. However, what is happening here with you is very much a variation. Danielle's stuff is unique to Danielle, and yours is always unique to you, but it's a variation of an energy in which we put all of our dreams into a partner, and we have a hard time with being alone, and we want our partner to make us happy, and it's really not a positive, healthy space to be in, right? Because what it does is it sucks the living life out of your dreams, because then we don't really live. We wish that we had a partner. Our partner is our life. Our partner is our dreams. Our partner is our happiness. And really, how many people know that as being the truth?
Right.
Zero. Because that's not the truth of God, right? And in these times right now, Neptune is in Pisces, and there's a really lot of tough placements going on. Like I was talking about the Saturn. Saturn is a fucking bear in our charts, right? Saturn, right? Like I got a Capricorn moon. It's a bear. It's a bear. It's the very thing that helps me persevere in my business, that makes me get up and nonstop, because Capricorn is father time. If you're going to be successful in this world with Capricorn, it takes time, right? But Capricorn always brings you the rewards if you do the work, right? You do the work, great things will happen. What you ask God for will happen, but you cannot be out of alignment with good character, integrity, honor, respect, and you have to do the right thing, right? This is Capricorn energy. But on a toxic other side of that, and it's very complex, and it's more complex than just these sentences that I'm saying here, but this is what I'm being guided to tell you from higher knowing, so you all know that this is what comes in specifically for you, Livette, or whoever it is that is asking me the questions that are most important for the guidance, gifts, tools that you need to understand to help you and assist you, right, in the most prominent way off the board first, okay? And then the other stuff also will come in, all right? That said, thanks God for clearing that out. I'm kind of smelling some like I don't know what it is, like detergent or something.
Sage?
Do you guys smell that?
I don't.
All right, God, I'm wondering why I'm like smelling detergent, and I'm like laundry detergent or some kind of detergent. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, where is this coming from? Okay, let me know. Sometimes souls will do that. They'll come in and they'll make these smells that you smell and shit. So I'm just gonna ask them to know what the God's honest truth is here with all of this, and this too will come. Okay. That said,
well, I have Livette's birthday.
What's Livette's birthday?
6/1 of 67.
6/1 of 67. This makes you June, right? So this makes you a Gemini, right? Yeah, you and Danielle, this is crazy ass. I believe Danielle has a close to the same birthday, if I'm not mistaken. She too is a Gemini. I think she's born on the 1st. However, Gemini has a duality about it, right? So that's one of the challenges with Gemini and air signs. And then what happens is there can be like multiple personalities in there, or multiple energies in you that makes you like two different people, right? So this Gemini energy lends it to like bipolar, depression, schizophrenia. Now that doesn't mean you're going to have all those and be all those, or that it's going to be really hard, but there will be times in your life where you will be challenged with these things, as well as the Gemini stuff. Gemini is the master creative in the intellectual, right? Air signs in astrology. So they're always getting all this information all the time, right? Excuse me. So your soul is always getting stuff coming in, right? With this energy, they have a lot of creative gifts, a lot of magical gifts, and it's a great placement for public speaking and lots of really cool stuff. But the depression also can be challenging in these aspects, because being a intellectual sign, we think about shit over and over. And then when you have that creative Gemini stuff where you get all of this creative stuff coming in, what happens is, we think, oh my God, I'm a piece of shit and I'm never going to have a partner. I'm hideous and I'm ugly and I'm worthless and I'm miserable and it's never going to happen for me. And then we think these crazy thoughts and we warp them out of proportion. And this is part of that air sign toxic that comes in. And then you put that water energy, any water energy, and earth as well. But water placements especially, and if you have that Capricorn stuff going on in you, and I feel like you have some pretty big Capricorn placements, because Capricorn can be a major malefic as well. Let me just see here. So I do feel like you have some challenges you're putting, and that would make sense too. Gemini is about partner, right? Being right? And wanting a partner, which is what you do. I would like to know where your Libra is, or your Venus. Is your Venus in Libra? Is it in Pisces? Is it in Cancer? Is it in Leo? All these placements are going to lend themselves to you wanting and making your life a partner, your partner, your life, right? Or a partner, your life, right? And there's a lot of disillusionment in this. And then the age of Pisces, this is what's happening in the world across the board. So there's lots of challenges in here, right? That I'm seeing, and this is why this is happening. So there's in the transit and in your solar return chart are great places to look right now, and then go into your progressed subconscious chart, because you're going to find the triangle again, right, is going to lead you to some of the most powerful aspects that are causing this right now in your moment, in this moment. And you can look at it in your return chart, your solar return. You can look at it in your transit chart, as well as your subconscious chart, both of your progress charts, right? So these are all places to look, right? Usually 3 is the active number of God. If you really want to hit down hard on these, look into those 3 charts, the first 3 that we suggested, and if you want to progress forward, definitely your progress chart, because that is your subconscious soul, right? So start working on this stuff in astrology. How do you do it? Ask and you shall receive. All right. So start researching these things. Placements with Saturn, like Saturn conjunct Chiron, right? Saturn conjunct Black Moon Lilith, Saturn and Neptune, right? These are all placements. Saturn conjunct your sun. Okay. Also, with this, we were talking about not just Saturn, but also look where your moon is. All right. Issues with Saturn and the moon. Saturn conjunct the moon. This is going to tell you also Pluto too, getting down to your deepest, darkest stuff. And this behooves everybody here to look at this, because we all have variations of what's going on with you, Livette. It's just different forms of energy, and it comes out in our reality in different ways. So if you're having a hard time with depression, one person I know who I love dearly is one of my people, and she cries all the time, and she happens to have a Pisces moon, or in the past she would cry a lot all the time, and she has difficulties with depression, right? Where somebody like me, I'm like, oh my God, that hurts so much, I buried in my body, right? But now, right, usually this is what happens. At some point, the energy shifts, and you have to deal with your shit, right? And so we all have to deal with releasing it, especially in this time, because it's part of the grand design of God and all that is for us to release our unwellness, because we can't stay in these toxic vibrations of depression, of being sick, like this weird shit with my finger, right? And all my health issues, right, that are coming in, right, for me, is because I take my emotional shit, and it literally says that. Saturn conjunct Chiron talks about me literally burying my stuff, removing myself from my emotions. So why? Because it hurts so fucking much to feel. And my soul has a void in it, right? Because a void of self-love for itself. And it's so painful that it can't deal with it. And we all do this in different ways and have variations of this, right? And it stops us from being whole. It stops us from living our dreams. It creates us to sometimes be 2 different people, right? There's the Lynn that we see every day, and then there's the buried Lynn in my body somewhere, right? It's kind of like that, if you want me to put it in words in a way that everybody can understand it. So in order for me to heal myself, and it also says in the placements in my chart, over and over and over in so many of the aspects and placements, because it's not going to be in just one. It's going to be in multiple placements in there, right? That's how you know where your deepest, darkest shit is and how powerful that energy is, because that's where it's going to manifest in your reality in the now. And at some point, especially in this new world, we have signed on for this, and we have to heal this stuff. We came in to heal this. So this is your journey. This is my journey. This is all of our journeys, right? So we can be whole, because I can't make my dreams happen if I'm not completely healed. Like we talked about a few weeks ago in an episode here, where I talked about how I had given away my heart to one of my twin flames, right? A very powerful connection I have with this man. In fact, I have a daughter with him, right? And my heart has come back, but it's sitting, like the energy of it is sitting right here. it's not where it needs to be. And I'm all fucking congested. I'm like, motherfucker. And I know, and I'm like, what the hell? Why am I congested? I'm like, why can't my heart get back where it needs to go? That energy, right? Because I'm congested. So why am I congested? What energies, habits, patterns, beliefs, energies, like that Saturn Chiron placement that I have to release in the energy and all that I am and in my physical body, layers and layers and layers of stuff. And people go to me, whoa, when is this going to end? And I get it. But each time I feel better. I do better. Better things happen to me. God, universe, love rewards me across the board, right? And I start to what? Heal. Right? Because I'm doing the work that I need to do metaphysically and in all ways. And even in my chart, it literally says that I will not be able to have any earth world doctors and practitioners and people out here heal me. I have to heal me. I'm like, oh, thank you. Right? So let me spend $10,000 on the emergency room and all these other fucking doctor's bills, right? Three months ago or whatever, to figure out what the fuck is wrong with me, which I already know over here because God's telling me. But somewhere in me, I have to go through this process to get the fucking message in Earth world that they're not going to help me. And it's right there in my astrology chart, right? Mm-hmm. Because I came in here to do this mission to heal me and help and change the world. And I asked God for this, and this is what I signed on for. And if you guys are here with me, we have all signed on for this in some way, shape, or form. However big, small, medium, wonderful, amazing, whatever it is that you choose to do with love and free will. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so look into all these wonderful, amazing things. 3 placements that really come in for you is your Black Moon Lilith, all right, your Chiron. Look for any planets that are conjunct those things and what houses they're in, because it tells the story of everything that's going on with you. I could sit here and maybe in our healing class or one of these sessions we will, I could nail a whole bunch of shit that talks about everything that happened to me in this life, which was carried over from past lives in the energy. That is everything that it says that I do as a Saturnian energy being, right? That is toxic for me. And a lot of it is great placements, but it's so subtle, right? Because we're super complex souls. The older the souls you are, the more magic you have. And this is you, Livette. So this is why you're going through this, and you're not alone. We're all going through the same shit in different ways, right? Just like me with my physical health, right? If I eat pizza, it's like, whoa, we talked about that on Friday. Oh my God, right? And then for the next few days, I can't move because universe is like, you need to stop that right now, Lynn. You need to stop that, right? And I'm like, yeah. And I'm praying on it, right? So whatever habits, patterns, beliefs, and emotional shit that I got going on in me, energy, that won't allow me to stop, must be found and changed. Thank you, God, for that for me. Thank you, God, for me releasing that. Thank you, God, for me knowing where these placements are. Thank you, God, for me being healthy. Thank you, God, for me being free of all of this. From love. And put the best way to be from love in the purest form, in this reality, any reality, and all that is. And thank you, God, for these gifts in my soul, and for you guys too, and you too, Livette, in our souls, and when we are, be, say, do, and create, and all that it is, and the best way for us to know something better. And thank you, God, for that for us, right? So here's how you do it. This is where you go. These are some of the most powerful placements to take a look at. Your North Node, your South Node, what is conjunct them, your Moon, your Saturn, your Pluto, and anything in those areas. Uranus is a bear as well. Because all these things are going to help you discover the energy that is bringing you to the space. Okay? All right. So, many blessings. I wish you all the best. Be well. Thank you, God, for that for us. Truly from love. All right. Go ahead. Who's next?
I was wondering if anybody in the audience had anything.
Anybody? Questions?
Can I have a chart reading?
Oh my God, is that Molly from the back?
Yeah.
Hi, Molly. I didn't even know you came in, girl. Thanks for coming. Oh, Molly wants a chart reading. Can somebody?
Is it the one you just sent, Molly? Yeah, it's the March 24th.
All right, Molly's in the back there.
Oh,
I got all these phones coming. All right, this is the one she wants?
Yeah, it's the March 24th, my subconscious solar return.
Oh, Molly's doing a subconscious solar return chart reading. All right, God, what's the God's honest truth? March 24th. So this is March 24th is your subconscious birthday, correct?
Yes.
All right. So your subconscious date of your birthday. All right. And you want a reading like on your subconscious chart for right now?
Yes.
All right. Just trying to pull this up, and I'm just going to let you guys take a look at this. If you guys remember Molly from a few times back in our shows, she had a lot of stuff going on, right? Molly is a super, super old soul, has a lot of wild shit going on in her chart. Because what we are is what we attract, right? Okay. Let's see. All right, God, what's the best reading, guidance, gifts, tools, love, energy, magic, places for Molly to go with what is going on here in her chart, in her subconscious? So this is from your original birthday, right, Molly?
Yes, but it's my subconscious.
Yeah. Okay. Where are the best gifts and tools and things for her, wisdom from this to look into for her best healing? All right. All right, Molly. One of the first things that comes up is your Black Moon Lilith conjunct Virgo at 0 degrees. Is that 0 degrees, I believe? Yeah. And it is in Leo as well. It's conjunct both of those places. Black Moon Lilith in Leo, Black Moon Lilith in Virgo. All right. And this is in your 10th and 11th house. Oh, are you writing these or?
Yeah, I'm putting it.
Yeah, she's okay. So see what Molly I feel is doing, and correct me if I'm wrong, Molly. Mm-hmm. You are writing these down so that you can look at these things to clear them and heal them and change them in you, right?
Correct.
Okay. So, and this is what one of the things that we do here to guide you to get to your best healing, be able to understand it, and pull all your shit out. Amazing, incredible stuff. Okay, let's see. All right, so that comes in for you. Also, the moon in Leo. What else is coming in is moon conjunct your Black Moon Lilith. Okay. All right. Your North Node in Mars transit, but I would look it up in your regular placement. Mars conjunct the North Node. These are things coming in for you right now. Chiron conjunct your ascending at 0 degrees. 0 degrees Scorpio, Chiron in Scorpio. Ascending in Libra and ascending in Scorpio. That's wild. That's like my birthday, you know. That's neat. Libra Scorpio cusp on your rising. And let's see, where is your moon? Your moon in the transit, I see it. Where is your traditional moon here? Okay, so yeah, moon in the 12th house and moon in the 12th house in Libra, which is the number 13, 13 degrees, which is the number 4, 1 with God, number 3 is active God, the number 4 is the number of completion, the 12th house is about past lives, this is about relationships, this is about past lives, this is the stuff we bury in our souls and nobody wants to deal with. That's the 12th. That's also why in the 6th house you have so much other shit going on, because there's a lot of work to do in reference to both of these houses. Does that make sense to you, Molly? Yeah, because in your 6th house, woo, you have a shit ton in Aries. Aries is action, and you have your Venus conjunct your 5th and 6th. You have your Sun, you have your Saturn, you have your Mercury, you have your part of fortune, and then you have your transits, which is your Venus, your Sun, and your Chiron, right? So all of these things are massive placements for you to look into. Aries is fire energy, water energy, it's Mars, it's action energy. Again, Mars is another one that's known as a malefic, but if your heart is in the right place, you will transform or transmute that energy into great things, right? Okay. Your Saturn in Aquarius, everybody's going through some form of Saturn and Jupiter in Aquarius, but interesting, Saturn conjunct Uranus and Jupiter is coming in as well, and Pluto in the 2nd house in Sagittarius. It's a lot of stuff. Did you get all that, girl?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and I'm just looking here. I want to see, is there anything else? All right, let me see now. Did you just, I was trying to find if they had the written aspects in there, but I don't see it on there. Yeah, okay. All right, well, I think that'll keep you busy for a while.
Yep.
All right. It's just like me. I was like nailing it all last 2 or 3 days. Boom, boom, boom. Saturn, right? So anyways, really, really working hard on that stuff to get to be free of it because, you want positive, healthy things in your life, right? And these things block you from your dreams and feeling good about you and feeling good across the board and having great things happen for you, right? And none of us wants that, right? Okay, so you good, Ma? All right. Anybody else? Leisha, you got anything today?
Actually, I would really love a 5er.
Yeah,
Leisha! 5er!
Well, the first thing they yell at me is, Wisconsin it is. That is funny, yep. So why would they say that? Because I think Leisha's family is getting ready. They think they're moving to California. We talked about this the other day, and it feels more like they're heading to Wisconsin because there's going to be some deals and agreements business-wise and verbal agreements that were promised and were not or are not going to be delivered. So while everybody thinks they're going to California, for some reason, Wisconsin is coming in for them, which is interesting. So we'll see how that goes. But this is coming in for very powerfully. And again, this is these times. People don't keep their words. They don't do the right thing, So this is more of that, right? Another thing that you can do, too, I'm just going to put you on hold for a minute, Leisha, because this comes in for Livette. And who else do we just talk about was having a tough time? I know we did Molly's placements and my own. Amber. All right, lovely pieces of amber. If you can see that, this stuff is magnificent for releasing past life stuff, all right? Getting down to some of the deepest, darkest shit, right? I put it in my bra sometimes. Sometimes I'll put it in my pocket, right? I'll put it under my pillow, right? But you want to be careful because if you feel like it's coming, it's too much for you energetically or you're getting super depressed, you want to take a break, all right? It can be really tough when you release all this stuff. So you can use that as well to help you release depression and past life energies and energies that your soul has manifested within itself through its processing, which then creates you to be not healthy. And the chart, the astrology, your personal astrology, and all the astrology is the best way to understand what we're talking about in words and in an earth world way physically, which is great. Okay, that said, going back to you, Leisha, I feel like you will be visiting them in the next 2 to 3 years, two to three times a year. Is that what you usually do?
I guess right now we're kind of on par for that.
Because that's what they're telling me. That's what they're telling me, that they're you're going to be doing that. You're on par for that. Does anybody have a Dalmatian?
No.
Because I just like looked up and closed my eyes or got a vision, so to speak, of a Dalmatian coming in. So there's something about a Dalmatian for you. Does any of your kids want a Dalmatian?
No.
Huh?
My ex-husband's stepmother had a Dalmatian that passed away about 5-6 years ago.
Okay.
That's the only Dalmatian I know of.
Okay, so there is a Dalmatian then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that makes some form of sense to you. But I do see it, and it's wild because when I see it, it comes out of the sky. Which is really neat. It's like it's almost coming from a different dimension, and he's jumping in here. So I'm just going to ask what that's about. You just basically, I feel, told me. But okay, I know why he's coming out of the sky and jumping, and he's coming back. So somebody's going to get a dog. I feel like it may very well be a Dalmatian because he really likes being a Dalmatian. It's something he's in love with the spots on himself. I know that sounds fucking crazy, but he is, right? Yeah, he likes those spots. Yeah, it is adorable. But that explains why I see him jumping out of the heavens like in a vortex, just coming right back in. Because I'm like, what is that? And it just comes down. Yeah. So somebody's getting a Dalmatian and or a dog, but I feel like it's a Dalmatian because is this a boy dog? Yeah, because I want to say this boy dog is adamant about this. I feel like he's going to come in like Daisy May with Taurus energy. You ain't going to push her anywhere, and she's going to do what she wants, and there's no stopping her. And as a Dalmatian, just like the spots, he's not coming in without spots. Yep. So just note that and log that for your reading. That's wild. What a wild experience that was. Just boom, comes right in. Okay. Let's see. What else for Alicia? Do you have any questions? But do you have any questions in reference to anything? Is what they're asking me. But there's something else that comes in. An old-fashioned wooden sleigh. Do you know anything about that?
No.
Almost like I have a Christmas ornament that we would put on our tree, and it's like 2 boards and just those red metal things from back in the day. But there's something about either sleigh riding, an old-fashioned metal sleigh that comes in for you. Oh my. There's something about this sleigh or sleigh riding or anything to do with this sleigh, antiques, Christmas ornaments, Christ energy, because this is about fulfilling a dream that you have wanted. And this is about, just like Danielle and, what is it, Levette? Mm-hmm. All right. This is about a partner. Yeah, a partner coming in for you. Sorry for you. Just kidding. Yeah. Any thoughts on that? Did you ask God for that, Leisha?
Well,
you must have, right? Because your whole chart is all about relationships.
It is.
It is. So this to me makes complete sense.
Is this somebody I know from the past, or is this going to be somebody new?
Well, that depends on what your belief of the past is. Okay, so you could say, is this somebody I knew from the past in this lifetime? I get no. This is a new person. And it has to do with you allowing yourself to go out and have fun. So something about sleigh riding, having a fun, Christ energy, snow, and that somehow is going to bring it in. Somehow is going to bring it in, but it could also come in those other ways out here. Oh, they're kind of wanting to give you a hard time because they're insisting to me that you asked for this. And you're kind of like being like stoic about it, and that's what they're saying. So just FYI, do you know what they're talking about?
I get some mixed messages, and I know the mixing part is on my part, not theirs. I did ask for a relationship that I wanted while I was still married, and it just apparently was not with my current partner, which is why my marriage dissolved. So the relationship I was looking for was not possible within my marriage. So yes, I did ask for it, but it's coming about in a way that I did not expect.
Yeah. Okay. So a little like confusion about how that goes down, right? Yeah. kind of like asking to be free of all the toxic and all the certain people go out of your life, and you're like, what the hell just happened here, right? Yes. Yeah. Yep. All right. Let me see. Anything else for Alicia? I always want to call you Alicia.
Levette is excited for you. Says,
Past life.
Alicia.
Past life. And speaking of that, Levette, as you travel down this road of healing you will then be bringing a partner closer to you. All right? Because you got to get rid of all the belief systems that are in your way to prevent a positive, healthy, great partner for you, which is what you've asked God for. Right? And that's for all of us, right? The more we heal ourselves, the more we open the doorways to the very dreams that we want, right? In the healthiest, best way, okay? Okay, what else we got?
We got Sharon online.
Okay, you good with that? Did you have another question? With that, or no?
Not tonight, no.
Misha had enough for now. Yeah. All right, go ahead. Who we got, Ray?
Sharon. She wrote in saying, any messages from my spirit guides for my highest good, thank you.
All right, Sharon. What's the God's honest truth of what is for Sharon from her spirit guides for her highest good? Okay, the very first thing that they're screaming about me is about your health. It's about nutrition. Nutrition. Where are you not getting what you need in the things that you're eating? So there's something about you focusing on nutrition for multiple different ways, for new healing gifts, for your own best well-being, right? There's nothing like doing the journey yourself, right? So that you can understand it and get it, and then you have a cause to share with the world, right? So this comes in really strong for you. I don't know if you're doing anything with nutrition, food, because like I feel like food, nutrition, big time is what comes in. And then there's something about ghosts for you. I don't know if you do anything with ghosts right now, but ghosts are coming in. It's funny because they're showing me like those cartoon ghosts, but they're endearing. They're like they're not spooky, creepy. They're like more like Hallmark Channel ghosts. But they're quite lovely. So there's something about you exploring ghosts. The lighter. Excuse me. Gotta get that lighter. All right. What else for Sharon? They're telling me right now you're having some big dreams, or you're working on having and putting together big dreams, like big dreams for your future. All right. And you've been asking for assistance and help and guidance. And so this is why they are telling me this, because you've asked for big things. These are two avenues for you that are really big and really powerful. You have wonderful medium gifts. I don't know if you're aware of that, but you for surely do. Oh, this is totally what I needed from like hours ago. Sage. We were doing accounting numbers. Oh my God. Sage.
Government saging.
Oh yes, government saging. Government saging. Excellent. All right. Let me just see. Okay. Anything else for Sharon? Running, swimming, biking, triathlons. I don't know if you know what that means, but this is also coming in for you. Could be with family, could be for yourself, could be new doorways opening in these areas. Wild shit. It's like 3 totally different things. Although the nutrition would go with being a triathlon or triathlete. But it may be that you're going to be helping somebody else doing these things or helping athletes with this. I mean, it could manifest in infinite ways, right? Depends on what you want to do. But these are new connections, new wisdom for you, new doorways that are going to be opening across the board in the next 12 to 18 months. And I feel like this will bring you the complete happiness that you've been looking for. This is what they're telling me. Okay? All right. Who's next?
Nikki. Apparently, Nikki's having some issues with her daughter. She says, can you help clear out whatever's going on with her? She freaked out when she saw her take some cell salts, crying that she doesn't want me to be sick. She can't console her or reassure her, and Evie's just not hearing her.
All right, so first things first, what are you doing in Earthworld to help Evie in terms of physical Earthworld stuff, right? Are you using any lavender or bergamot? And both of those come in for her. When I'm talking about lavender and bergamot, I'm talking about Young Living essential oils, right? You know how to use them, Nikki. We've talked about this before. You can put it in a diffuser. You can put a little bit on her, mixed with a carrier oil, right? You know, you have formulas, and we've talked about this. So that comes for her calming down across the board. What's happening is she's being triggered in past lives, worrying about your health, right? And what's going on with you. And Nicholas is there now. So the things that are in those past life, that energy that is that very profound past life, that's some really rough, tough, toxic, challenging stuff from lifetimes ago, that is a big rock in your reality here. She is tapping into those energies in her. And in other words, these energies, Nicholas is here, you're here, and there's an incredible fear coming out of her, massive fear. What salts are for that? Is it 5?
2, 6, and 9. 2 is immediate, 6 is like hypochondria, 9 is for the future.
2 is immediate, so because I'm getting a 5 for her. Okay, so Rachel says the traditional ones are 2, 6, and 9.
Yeah.
All right. The cell salts, I know you have them, Nikki. I know what you're doing. You know what I'm talking about. But what I'm picking for up for her right now is 5. So give her 5. Also, you can do the other ones, but I would give her the 5, and then you can PM me. But I think that you know how to do that. Do the 5 at least 3 or 4 times today, between now and the close of the evening. You can also, the immediate one also comes in for you that Rachel said. What did you say that was?
2.
2. Yeah, that's up 2. Okay, give her 2. And then the next one, which was this, was it 2? What was the other one, Ray? 6, because I'm picking up 5. All right, so then give her the 6, right? Because that's the hypochondria, because this is like past life feelings and emotions that are this. Yeah, so those will help negate that, but the number 5 comes in as the most prominent for at least the first hour to 2 hours, right? If you need to know, the specifics, just let me know, PM me. So that comes in for her. I'm also going to do some energy work right now, if that works for you. I'm just going to take a look at what's going on for you. Here is something really important. There's something super important with this. Did you get the cot, like we talked about, to put the cot in your space so that she has a space for her? Super important. She needs to be in the room with you guys, because this will help quench those fears. If she's physically in the room with you guys, she can open her eyes, she can climb on you, she can say, Mom, and in the darkness, she knows you're there and you're okay. Mom, are you okay? Mom, are you okay? Mom, are you okay? You know what I mean? So being in that room with her and letting her be in the energy is going to help calm her, along with the lavender, along with the salts like we just talked about. And then the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to ask God to release all energy that is all of this, habits, patterns, beliefs, energy that is all of this from this past lifetime. That is this. That is causing this hypochondria, this intense, incredible, Saturnian, Plutonian fear, all energy that is all of this. Clear, heal, and change it and release it in her soul. And in all of our souls, and yours and Nicholas's too, because the energy, it feels like it bounces off of those things emotionally, energetically. Clear, heal, change, and let us be free of all of this now, please, and release it all from love in the purest form. In this reality, any reality, and all that is, and in place of this, but the best way to be from love in the purest form, in this reality, any reality, and all that is, in place of all this, for all of us, in our souls, and all we are, be, say, do, and create, and all that it is, and the best way for us to know something better. And thank you, God, for that for us. And for Nikki, Nicholas, and Evie. There's also something about playing classical music, because it is the sound that the angels, it is the vibration that the angels play on harps. Oh, this is very emotional, in heaven. And this lets her know on a subconscious soul level, because she is a child, right, that the angels are all around her and it's okay. And so she will be safe, okay? Cool shit. So put it on low when you go to sleep at night, right? And you can put it on during the day, or when she's having a moment, put it on. Leave it on for a while, right? And don't do the same shit over and over, with the music. Pick out different ones. Ask love, ask God to guide you to the best ones for you. And this is going to start to change right away with all this stuff, okay? And any questions, you know how to find me. We work together all the time, and I love you and thank you, and it's all good. All right, who's next? That was wicked cool, wasn't it?
That was really cool.
Yeah, that fucking vibration shit, the dog jumping out of heaven. Woo-hoo! Wild shit, I love this stuff. All right, go ahead.
Casey Marie wrote in. She said, "Good evening, Lynn and family. I would love a 5 if possible. I feel like change is coming, and I'm wondering what that is."
That's funny, Casey. You got this one dog. I feel like there's a second dog coming in. And then there's something about a rescue for you. I'm not sure you're going to say you're going to keep the second dog. I feel like you are. But there's a second dog coming in, and there's something about a rescue. Now, it doesn't mean that you'll necessarily start a rescue, but there's a possibility of you starting one in your home. I feel like it'll be really great and healing for your children. It will help them to value animals and other lives, because animals do wonderful things for us, right? They teach us love. They teach us compassion, right? And they teach us, by having a pet, they learn to honor and respect other living beings and energy, right? So, and this also gives them responsibility of helping around. I'm getting visions of your boys, giving them water and helping to take care. So this is about responsibility. I feel like you will either, there's a couple different avenues and ways that you can do this, and not just a couple, it could be infinite, but I feel like you're going to come up with new ways to do this with this rescue. I feel like your dog that you have now that you're madly in love with, which is so beautiful, I feel like she is really going to help you with all this. She's excited about this because she wants more responsibility. She likes what she's doing, but she wants more. And this will bring more to everybody into the table. Interesting. I feel like you may go to rescues and pick up places, or people will call you and say, hey, can you take my dog? Can you pick up my dog? Or you'll find out about rescue dogs. I see you driving and going different places. So these are some things that I do see coming for you. And interesting enough, it may be that your boys take over the business and your boys really like it. Really cool stuff. All right, God, heaven, and angels. What else for Casey as well? There's something about you driving. Do you like to drive? Because there's something about you driving around. It's good for your soul. It's good for you. What they're saying is open the windows and it fuels your fire. So there's something about you going driving and driving places. So note that and log that. I feel like sometimes one of the things I used to go, especially when I lived up in northern New Jersey, like 5 minutes from New York, I used to drive through Harriman State Park and different parks and mountains up there, and where it was nature and it was beautiful and it was quiet and there was gorgeous trees and mountains and rivers and lakes, and it was super healing. When you're an air and fire sign, many times you'll really connect with that energy. It's really incredible. So driving around like that, driving is really good for your soul. But it also may pertain to a work and a new job, some kind of other new job, along with the dog thing. I feel like it may be separate and different from that. There's a big propensity for it to be different. I also feel that there's going to be some challenges with your mom this year. Is that Debbie Akers on there? Hi, Debbie Akers. I see your picture, girl. Thanks for coming. Funny. Yeah, I see you there. Oh, look, she got a heart in her hand, too. Okay.
I think she's blowing you some love, like a kiss.
So.
Oh, cool. Thank you, Debbie. Okay. There's something about some challenges with your mom. When I get in that space, it has to do with the mind, the thinking, okay? Challenges in that space. This doesn't mean that this has to be a bad thing. Remember, pray on everything. Bring everything to God. Bring everything to love. Ask for all the best tools, okay? But there is it could be just simply disagreements, communication misunderstandings, but I feel like there is an underlying health problem behind this, okay? FYI, so you know how to have the best gifts and tools, right? Wisdom is everything. I feel like you already know about this. So just note that, log that, keep that over here so you have that for your best journey with God and love. But just like all of us, we're all going to have some challenging times that's going to make us reevaluate who we love, how we love, why we love, and the importance of being grateful and thankful and really expressing our emotional stuff, releasing emotionally, getting in the healthiest space of love. All these things are coming in for all of us to heal us. So any trials and tribulations that you and your mom go through, remember, they're for your best interest, right? And best interests, best dreams, best happiness from love, even when it doesn't seem like that. I feel like there's 3 separate incidents with this that do come in, but this is also why the dogs all come in, because dogs have this incredible way. of bringing us love and healing, right? And healing with us, or helping us to heal. And this will be really great for your boys through whatever challenges you have coming, as well as for yourself. And I love the relationship you have with that dog. It's like my nana, and it's just so crazy. It's such a beautiful relationship because your dog is part of your soul. Whew. Whew. It's crazy. I'm getting all emotional with it. You know that, though. I feel you know that. Okay. I think that's a lot. I think that's a lot to think about. Anything you need, Casey, you know where we are. Please. Anything we can help you with. But you got this. You're super powerful. You've all the gifts we have. And, good things are coming. Great things. All right. Love you, girl. All right. Who's next?
Teresa Courtney Lloyd. Oh, unless...
Okay, 1 minute for Teresa. Hold on 1 second, Teresa. Anybody else out here?
I went to the museum today with Zach. I have a question about that. I asked him what his 3 favorite things
Teresa
were.
For waiting.
One of them was the Russian thing and the Fabergé egg, and that had all the Romanov stuff and the Bolshevik Revolution. The other one was African stuff with all the really cool face masks and kind of shamanic stuff and all the different kinds of dances and stuff they did. And the other one was...
Can you speak up, if you don't mind? I just want to make sure everybody
Three
can...
favorite things at the Museum of Fine Arts. One was the Russian display, Fabergé egg, Romanov, all that bullshit.
Right, I heard you. I just want to make sure my people can hear you. Yeah.
One was the African thing with all of their clothing and mask and like kind of shamanic energy and dances they would do and things like that.
Okay.
And then one was, we didn't go to this one, but he said the Italian Catholic stuff, the artwork from the Italian Catholics. So it's just wondering what you thought on that.
Okay, what are in the gifts here for Steve God? Clear, heal, and change anything that is all of this stuff that is that energetically that is coming in right now. Free me from that now, please. I have some other stuff going in with my sinuses. Could you give me a number 7, please? Yeah, Steve is asking about a trip that he made to the museum in Richmond with his son Zach today, and he's asking me about the messages or the things that happened today with him, with a Fabergé egg, the Romanov family, the Russian Romanov family, which Steve has past lifetimes connected to this. And then he said African artifacts.
Yeah, African stuff and Italian Catholic stuff.
Like masks and then Italian Catholic stuff. What was the name of the museum?
Museum of Fine Arts.
Museum of Fine Arts. All right. Every single thing here that you have gone to see with your son and you is relevant to past lifetimes that each of you have had, whether it's together or separate. So by going to the museum, what you did is you opened up these doorways for you metaphysically to get that healing because you've asked God to be healed, right? You've asked God to, be free of all these habits and patterns and these crazy beliefs, just like the rest of us, right? We do what we teach, right? You've asked for that. So the Romanov life is pretty much self-explanatory. So that's pulling stuff out of there. But what's crazy is the egg that you had, or the egg, you said there was eggs or one egg?
He was really into the Fabergé egg, and then I started looking at all the Romanov stuff and the Bolshevik stuff.
Okay, what was the Fabergé egg from? Like, what time period was it from?
I don't even remember. I remember just being surprised. I didn't know that Fabergé was a Russian thing. It was like Mikhail something or other is the guy, the artist that made them, and I didn't even realize Fabergé was I don't think of it as a Russian thing, but here it clearly was.
Yeah. All right, God, what's the God's honest truth about what's going on with this egg? But it's interesting enough because egg has to do with like pregnancy. Okay, so there's multiple things going on. I feel like your son related it to it in a different way than you did, right? The egg really, for you is about healing, a lot of this Russian lifetime with baby stuff. Does this make sense to you? Yeah. So, interesting. What is exactly Fabergé? Do you know? Is it like
it's a company, isn't it?
Is it?
Because the artist was Mikhail something or other. It wasn't
Okay, so
even-
it's like the name of a company.
Yeah.
Oh, kind of like Tiffany, maybe.
Yeah, because I feel like it's a particular type of art or something.
I do.
Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, like a
Super
fabric.
expensive jewelry with gold and diamonds and all
Right,
that
but there's
kind of stuff.
it's some form of an art, right? Yeah, because it comes in as that has significant meaning here within all this. All right, and it's about opening the doorways to healing, complex healing from lifetimes that you're not getting to right now by doing the same things over and over that you're doing. Because they're telling me you're not doing the astrology stuff and this isn't like a dig on you. It's not meant to be a dig on you. They're just saying you're just not doing it or getting to the avenues and the areas that you need to do. Like Molly sat here and said, I need this and this and this.
When I look at the chart, I can't pick out what's important.
Yeah,
I click
yeah.
on to the next thing.
Right. But ask and you shall receive. But we can also sit down and do that too, just like we kind of gave Molly some stuff to do. But we can make it specific so that you can pinpoint these things that go with this for the best healing is one way that you could do it. But this is going to open those doorways regardless. So I feel like we will be going into the spaces, whether we do it here on the live show, whether we do it in other classes, whether we do it together in personal appointments or however we do it to free us from this stuff. Because the Fabergé egg also reflects the intricate process and grand design of, like, let's say our souls, where we are intertwined and super complex and in complexity from lifetimes. Do you see what I'm saying? And so this is about opening the doorways to those things in Earth World, so that through via Earth World and into your soul, right? So these things can be healed.
A jewelry firm, just like she said, Tiffany's, something like that.
Yeah. Thanks. I couldn't find on my phone. If it was you, Nicole, I think it was you. If you can call on the shop phone or on Rachel's phone, that would be great. If you have a question or anything you need, girl. All right. So this comes in for Zach. It's different. For him, it comes in as he was a warrior. And it totally comes in as is in the Ukraine. Was it you that was telling me, or was it Mark that was telling me in a class a few weeks ago about how the Russians and the Germans came together to get Stalingrad? Was it Stalin?
Yeah, they fought over it, yeah.
Yeah, they fought over it. I feel Zach was there and he died.
You know what's
And
funny?
he lost a child, and he was like obsessing about that egg because it was part of his healing. Sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry.
There was Fabergé was the house of Fabergé. It was a jewelry place, and the guy was named Peter Fabergé. So
Interesting.
Easter eggs too.
Yeah. So, but you remember the wartime stuff that I'm talking about, because I see him in the middle of a field. I see hundreds of people coming out in that
On the way
field,
to the
and it's the
museum.
Germans and the Russians back in early 1900s, is it not? Stalin.
Stalingrad,
Stalin?
World War II. So
Okay, World War
40s,
II, 40s, yeah. But it feels like a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like there's more to it with Stalin. How long did Stalin rule? Does anyone know?
Till
When did he come into power?
Came along.
Who?
He
Who?
was the guy. He was the guy who ruled after Stalin. What was his name? I can't remember.
Oh, that's all right. Thanks God for bringing it in for
Yeah,
us
I
now,
can't
please.
remember his
But that comes in for you. Also, those two things are separate, but yet they're very much alike. Do you see how the energy where you had a Russian lifetime and Zach did too, and they're completely different, but yours was a child and a boy king, right? And Zach's was that he was a warrior and he was killed there and he never got to have his baby, and that's why he was fascinated with that egg. And that was about his healing, huh?
He really was fascinated with you.
Yeah.
Much more so than me.
Yeah.
And on the way
Oh,
to
yeah.
the museum, he talked about fighting, because he's in that space. with
And he
his
talked
child.
about fighting.
And he's like, if it looks like something's going to happen, I don't talk. I just start throwing blows, basically. It's like, he doesn't wait. He just gets into it.
Yeah. And this makes sense. So this is telling you in Earth World, he was talking about fighting. He was obsessed with the egg. It's telling you the truth about everything they're saying through me today, right here, right now. Do you see what I'm saying? also, so you have the two eggs, you have the Russian lifetimes with the Romanov, and you would have the reason the egg doesn't have the same energy as you do is you've already done a lot of healing, 57 to 63 to 68% healing on this lifetime, whether you realize it or not, right? Because when I think about where we were last October to now, we're in completely different spaces. Do you see that? I mean, it was wild, that whole trip we had, right? Part of our soul's journeys, right? Okay, go ahead. What else? What else was the next thing? You said there was something else.
Just that the African art was the next one, and there was a lot of cool stuff there. And then the Italian Catholic stuff was his next favorite, but we didn't get to that. But since I saw him today and you today, Paul Simon's song "Slip Sliding Away" has been like playing in my head, and then I just read the lyrics, and it's like very disturbing to me now.
Oh, that's funny. Why is it disturbing to you? The Paul Simon song, "Slip Sliding Away." What were the words?
It's like he wore the love for his woman like a thorn crown, and the woman is saying, you know, she became a wife, and like it wasn't a good thing. A good day is when it doesn't rain. A bad day is when I lay in bed and think of what might have been. And then he's talking about kissing his kid when he was asleep, and you know, explaining why he did stuff.
Yeah. So this song was very emotional for you. Yeah, because it's about endings and new beginnings. This is about releasing emotions of I have to have this, or this might not never happen, and so there's a sadness and there's a loss here. So that would make sense. And then there's a fear and a sadness, a possibility. You know, you're afraid of losing your kid. You're also afraid of losing basically somebody that you're in love with. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? But this is also about endings and new beginnings in a new life, and it doesn't always mean that it has to go down in the way that you think, right? Or that we think. God is infinite. There's 1,000,001 ways that all of this can happen and come to fruition. But at the same time, you're a human being, and this is about healing emotionally, releasing emotionally, right? Just like any kind of relationship in our lives that ends, whether it's a worker or a job or a friendship or a healthy intimate one, depending on how attached we are to them, as well as, you know, being human, right? It's emotional. We love, and that's healthy. So we're going to have releases, right? Where we're going to grieve, or we're going to be sad, or we're going to wish something could have been, or something couldn't have been, right? Or something could be different. So to me, what I'm picking up on this energy is this is all those feelings. And this is perfectly normal and healthy. This is what you must release emotionally as well as energetically and in all ways, so that you can move on into your new dreams, your new life, your new happiness, right? But it doesn't mean that it's the end of anything. If we look at it as a new beginning, it is the end of the way that it was. It doesn't mean that it can't be amazing new things. Do you see what I'm saying? It's all about our perspective, because we tend to think that endings are, fuck, it's the end. I'm never going to see them again. Or they died and it's over. And oh my God, you know, and we become dramatic and emotional. And there's a healthy space to be with that. And there's also a healthy understanding from wisdom about how things really work in both our human psyche and all that we are in our souls and in our reality here in Earth world. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I feel this is normal. This is healthy. Play the song. Release it. Sometimes ask Jennifer, man, I heard this U2 song like 5 times, bits and pieces with Sirius XM in my Jeep, right? I'm like driving down the road. I played it again and again. And it was just like this last segment piece that I love. What was the name of that song? You remember what that was?
Is it Bloody Sunday?
No, I got enough shit in my life that Bloody Sunday. Don't need to be listening to that. This one was more like a November Rain kind of song, you know, where it's like, I can't keep holding on to what you got when all you got is what? Hurt and pain and stuff. One love or whatever it is. Yeah. You can see singing is not my thing, and that's okay. Yep. But yeah, you got to do what you should Yeah, something like that. Anyways, there's the part is at the ending that I kept listening to over and over and over. Well, clearly there's an emotional connection to that music for my healing, for my emotional releases, right? If I'm listening to this one piece of the song, right, over and over. So it behooves you to listen to that till you're complete with it. Now, it doesn't mean I have to drive around with you when you do it, right? Like my sister's like, you really like that song today, Lynn, huh? And I'm like, yeah.
I never really noticed you ever listening to you too, so I was like, huh.
Yeah, I like a lot of different tunes, but this particular song, just like there's certain Duran songs where there's this one part where I like Rio, I think it is, and they go, you make me feel alive, 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 and I love that part. It's just that one part, and I could listen to it 100 times. Alive, I want to be alive, I want to live, So these things touch these places in our souls and release energy, right? Whether it's sadness and crying and healing or being alive or whatever it is, you know what I mean? Cool shit, though. Super cool shit. So I feel like this is what's going on with you. It's all in alignment with the stars and all of our healing. And it's good for Zach, too. Did he mention anything about the appointment or anything or nothing?
He said he got called into work that day, and I didn't really say anything more about that.
Okay.
I didn't make it an issue. But the other thing is when we're going through the museum, he said he wished he could live in a different time frame. Like when we're going through all these places.
Well, yeah, because he's an old soul just like you. So a lot of people would wish they were in the past because they remember lifetimes that feel lovely and beautiful to them, right? Like one time I had a twin flame who came into my office and I went in that space, right? And we were 16 and we were going to be married and we were going to have kids, and this I feel like was in 1620, right? And I was a girl and he was a young man and he was going off to war, and I knew that I would never see him again in that moment, and I just started crying and crying and crying and crying and crying and crying, right? But yet there was a longing for that time to be in that life because it was such a beautiful, dramatic, it's like that old world love affair, like, even though it's delusional, right? I'm like, it totally is delusional, right? But still, we long for that beautiful feeling. Do you see what I'm saying? That beautiful energy. So it's not uncommon to do that and want to live in a better life that we had, or what we feel across the board energetically as well was a better life for us. So that's not uncommon. It makes sense to me that he would say that. Plus, he has also had so many difficulties in this life. He really doesn't fit in, which makes sense because you have a variation of that going on, right? Where that Uranus energy makes you really not fit in, not be comfortable in the world. And this is also challenges with people who commit suicide or do drugs, because it's some form of escapism, because their souls are so amazing, so beautiful, but they're so broken, and it's so painful to stay in this reality, and they can't do it. You know what I mean? So these are those challenges, and we all can relate to this in some way, shape, or form. So let me just see anything else come in with this for Steve. Do you have any questions about this? Yeah. And don't press him. Don't worry about it. Let him do him. Just say, my door is open. Do you know what I mean? Because I know the last thing that this kid needs is for me to be like, that's why, sometimes I don't answer or don't call back. I just kind of feel it with my heart. And if I should call somebody back, I do. And if they don't make an appointment, then I don't. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, or they make an appointment and they miss it, and I don't. But I just feel, right? And this is why I feel I did this, so that the door is open for him, so he can come back and not have any shittiness. Because we live in a world today that's really fucking rough ass right now, right? For everybody. I don't give a fuck who you are. And beautiful souls that have such amazing hearts and are so broken have the greatest challenges of all, to stay here, right? But this is why we give it to God, right? So just know that about him. Super important for you to know that about him. Ooh, I get all emotional in it. So just tell him that, okay? Thanks. It's like an avenue in this world where good things are still possible for him from love. Thanks. Okay, so who's next? Teresa?
Yeah, she would like a $5, please, if you don't mind.
All right. What's going on with Teresa? God. Oh, this amber necklace is coming in for you, Teresa. I'm like looking at it and looking at it and looking at it. Amber. Ooh. Comes in for Zach too. Comes in for Zach too. And you. Actually, really, everybody here, really. For release, to help you release and let go of that deepest, darkest, calcified stuff like amber that's in the earth from ancient times, right? And in our souls. All right. All right, God, what's going on with Teresa, Courtney Lloyd? Anything special for her? Anything, any guidance, gifts, tools? They're yelling at me that there's more snow coming in for you for this year. I feel like you've been wondering about that. And I see you playing in the snow, and I love it. I think it's great. But this is what comes in, too. And this is about having fun and being in your heart, which we've touched on and talked about before. Let's see. There is something, Teresa, about you connecting with high-end Christ energy. I have this little pendant here that I usually wear, but my whole necklace thing is in a big fat knot ball, and it's been sitting here for fucking ever. But the energy is still here, and I have this silver coin here. And it is a very old coin, and it is a Christ coin. I'm just going to show it to you guys because it's wicked cool. It's a Christ energy for battling the storm. And what's coming in, I don't know if you've had this happen yet or are having it happen, is for you notebooks and journaling. All right. I feel like, Neil Donald Walsh wrote a book called Conversations with God, and the first one was really fucking incredible, and it made him a millionaire and put his name on the map for doing spiritual work. The volume one, he has a whole bunch of volumes now. My personal favorite is the first one. It was really great when I first went on that spiritual journey. I recommend it to everybody. It's just a cool ass book, and it's where he talks to God, kind of like you guys come here and you ask questions, right? And I answer them, or God answers those questions through me. But it's a book that he does this, and he writes down questions or channels energy and with God and talks to God and answers the questions in his book. It's a great book. The first one is especially. There's other ones, you feel what's best for you, but that's the one that I recommend if it was one and only one that I would recommend. But the reason I'm telling you about this is there's something about you doing something like this and Christ coming into you, in your room, in your home, in your soul. So there is something about information coming from Christ, directly from Christ, through you. This is pretty cool shit, man. So I look down, I see that coin, which is my Christ energy, right? So new journaling, date everything, whatever comes in, write it down. It comes in really powerfully for you. A new avenue, a new way to go. It's pretty cool shit, but get the book. It'll give you more of an idea. Something about you writing your own notebook of questions, because I feel like you're gonna, I keep seeing him in your room. And he's got like long gowns on, like in the traditional Renaissance paintings. It's really pretty neat. And I see the energy, and the energy is like beautiful, and it's soft, and it's like incredible high-end love, and it feels so good. But I feel like it's going to be in there for you. Also, there's something coming up in your earth world, a physical health challenge for someone in your family that I feel is going to create this. Create this avenue for the doorway for this Christ energy to come in, because I feel like it's to help you get through this. So just like all of us, we're all going through it. When we started this, I think it's Uranus transit, I think. In the beginning, I might have said it in these shows, but I've said it plenty of times to my people and in my classes and stuff, that this Uranus transit and all the transits in these times are going to change us forever at high-end levels, profoundly. And I'll tell you what, it is fucking tore me up, and I'm sitting here, I got my shit together with God. Oh yeah, let me reevaluate that. right? They're like, let us reevaluate that for you, Lynn, right? And I'm like, okay, right? And that's, you give it to God. You trust, you have faith, but God will bring you all the tools you need. And I feel like this is why this Christ energy will show up. I feel like it's coming before the difficulties or any challenges that come will happen. And the person you're thinking about now, that's who it's with. Okay? Nice way to answer that question, right? God is amazing. God is just amazing. All right. Let me see. Anything else for Teresa? There's something about tulips and these little flowers that hang. I think that for some reason, I think they're poisonous. They're like little white flowers, and they come around Easter time. And they're tiny. They're like little bells that hang. Do you know what I'm talking about? You might know the name of that flower. I feel like you do.
I think I know, but I don't.
All right. Well, they're these little tiny white, like they're little bells that come on like a green plant with a big leaf. What?
I do know it. Is it foxglove? I think about foxglove.
Is it
They have like
foxglove?
the open ones.
Yeah, this is little. It's like
Yes.
this high. It's
I
like
think-
it's like this high or this big. It's not a big plant. You know what I'm talking about?
with Lily of the Valley.
I think that might be it. But it's not like a traditional lily.
Right.
No, different.
Yeah, it
It's
comes
like
in
a
the
shepherd
spring.
flower
It comes in the
with
spring.
Yeah.
White bellflower on the end.
Comes in the spring, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Could you please give me a couple more number 7s?
That's
Please?
Leisha.
Thank you. Thank you, Leisha. Thank you, Leisha. All right. So there's something about those plants for you, Teresa. Something about, I don't know if you're gardening, but these plants come in for you. I feel like you're really connected to the earth too. Again, that's Virgo. Virgo's going to have a lot of earth proponents and grounding and being outside and being in the snow and being in earth elements for sure. All earth signs are going to have a propensity for that. So I feel like those are some things that come in for you.
I was waiting, and then I threw them in my mouth.
That's sister of mine, right? That's sister of mine, right? It's crazy. Okay. I feel like that's good for now. Any questions? Holler. All right, who's next?
Kathy Warmack just wrote in. She said hello. She's a first-time viewer.
Awesome. Hi, Kathy. Welcome.
She said that she found out 6 months ago that she had a heart murmur. She was in the hospital 3 months ago getting medications, etc. No heart attack or anything, just a small issue with the valve slowly opening and closing. Doctors told her she did not need surgery, but she has to go to a cardiologist, and she's asking you if you think she will have to have surgery, valve replacement, or stent. 2 top-notch doctors told her no. She said that her RN found the heart murmur and that apparently she was born with it. But so far it is controllable with her medication.
Mm. So she's asking me if she's going to have surgery.
Have to have surgery, yeah.
What's really important here, what is her name?
Kathy.
And this isn't to make a pun or anything or judge you in any way, shape, or form. You make your own health decisions for you. But I am curious as to if you got the shot or not, the COVID-19 shot, all right? The reason I am is because this is going to play a big part in what comes in the future with your heart, okay? So while we're standing here in this place, in this space, if you got the shot or you got multiple shots, there is a propensity for more challenges for you with the heart and your health. Right now, they can't see that. The doctors in Earthworld don't believe that. Or for the most part, there are some that do. There are some that know what's, what they feel in their heart is the truth, just like I know what I know with God or feel in my heart is the truth with God or love, right? This is what I do. All right. But this is not to scare you. This is to help you, right? So I'm going to tell you that if you did not get the shot, the COVID-19 shot, do not. Okay? There are other ways and natural products and things that you can do to help you, right? In terms of being well, right? Strengthening your heart and everything that's going on here. And the first thing you do is talk to God. Ask love to change this. Ask love to heal this, right? And then we take a look at where are you not in your heart for you, right? Where are you having difficulties functioning and being in your heart in your life, right? Metaphysically speaking, right? So when I talk about the COVID-19 and the shot thing, if you didn't get it, don't. Right? There's ways, like I said, to build up your immune system. And there's also, same thing, if you did get the shot, I would advise you not to do it anymore and start looking at ways to detox and to build up your immune system, which you can do. We can send you information, whatever you want to do for anybody who is interested in this or who got the shot. There are ways around everything with God. Where there is love, there is a way, right? Where there's nature, there's a way. Where there's a will, there's a way, right? That's what the black market is, right? All because it's law, it doesn't make it right. Yep. So, law meaning in earth world, right? Or earth world society, right? Because the laws that matter most are Saturnian earth world laws, which is the universal law of earth world, and your, what I would call your Pisces laws, which are spirituality or love in the purest form, right? That would be governed by your 12th house, your Pisces energy, right? It is your spiritual house of enlightenment, okay? But on the other side of that coin, it's convoluted, right? So you're looking at the governor of, the metaphysical as well as the governor of earth world, and balancing these energies here in earth world. So look at the metaphysical where you are not in your heart for you. Look at your astrology chart. I can help you, and you can do energy work to clear this out, because this will make your heart stronger. Doing energy work to remove the toxic beliefs in you that come into your physical being, because this energy has to go somewhere, all right? And they cause deficits in your physical energy, right? Everything physical is metaphysical, whether it's out here in earth world, whether it's a husband, a house, a dollar, milk, a glass of milk, right? Or, depression or sadness or sickness, whatever your ailments or whatever your stuff is, everything is earth world and metaphysical, and it's a balance, right? So it behooves you to work on these things, work on your astrology chart. I know you're new to the show. Please keep watching. You can also catch the replays or the reruns on my YouTube channel, Practical Spirituality Live with Lynn Rene MacDonald, so you can catch up on a lot of the stuff that we teach here. But you can also contact me, and you can do a session with me personally. But I'm telling you, or they are giving you the guidance that is best for you from love on how to handle whatever is coming for you. So for those of you who got the shot, where there is love energy in God, and you are a higher vibration of God, you have the choice to do different things too. It's just another poison in your body, but there is a propensity for this, as we know. That's why it's the COVID-19. It affects your lungs, it affects your circulatory system, and it affects your heart. But this is what the shot does as well, right? So why is this happening? And because in these times in earth world, you must be in your heart. So this is an avenue for people to exit who got the shot, who choose not or cannot be in their heart because it is too painful. They don't understand the work or the process or can't do this work anymore. And this is why this is happening in earth world. So while the world of toxic and unwell darkness thinks they got one up on God, not a chance in hell, because God knows exactly what's going on. And this is part of the grand design for people to exit out who choose to and cannot do the work that they need to do in their heart spaces, on their souls, and in all themselves, because let's face it, this is some tough shit in this reality. Tough, hard stuff. So I'm telling you this to give you the best guidance from love. If it's confusing or you don't understand it, look into your astrology chart. You can do appointments with me, but you can do it yourself. You ask God, ask love. Same thing. Ask and you shall receive the best people, the best solutions, the best guidance, the best gifts, the best way to heal this, the best way to change this, the best way to do anything from love in the purest form in reference to all of this. And your soul will bring you right there. And if you're supposed to work with me, you will. heal. And if not, you can work on this yourself. Everything I can do, you can do. So these are the tools that are coming in for you to help you. Vitamins, minerals, herbs to build up and strengthen your heart, as well as I do feel there'll be a propensity for you to heal yourself completely from this. Exercise also comes in well, and doing the metaphysical work as well. But look into your chart so you can dive into those things that you can't necessarily see. Just like me with my sickness, right? I'm this guy here, right, that I choose to be in earth world, and anything that is not acceptable or too painful for me emotionally, I bury it in my body. And now I have my own fuck storm of health issues, right? Because it is time in this reality for me to address this, because I'm not somewhere in my heart for myself, so it comes out in my physical energy. Other people, like for you, it's coming out in your heart energy that you're seeing, right? For Rachel, it may come out somewhere else. For Alicia, it comes out somewhere else, right? Because we are all unique individuals, right, of God and love, and we have amazing gifts. And then the older the souls we are, along with those amazing gifts, the more toxic and crazy and knotted up our shit becomes, right? So, and that's for all of us, right? So I hear your journey. I'm sending you love and light and healing energy in the purest form of love, and for all of us. Thank you, God, for that for us. And those things should help you, should guide you. So you have different avenues here of where you can go based on the decisions you have made or are making or will make into the future, and where you go with this is up to you. You have all the power to heal this and heal you. Okay? All right. Much love, girl. Nice to meet you, and thanks for coming. Come all the time. All right. So, anybody else out here? Mark, you got anything?
No, I'm okay.
I like your hat. It looks like you got like a little cross on the top of your hat. Love that. Love that. Good. What, Jen? Jen has a question.
Oh, no.
I would like to do a past life that, like, could heal my headaches.
All right.
I've had enough headaches in the last
What
week.
I'm getting is your headaches is your heart and your kidneys. So we need to take a look at those areas in you, because this is where the deficits are. Isn't that why so thanks God for all the best solutions with all of this, and all past lives, and all energy in your chart, and in all of this that is in there. And we'll probably work on this, because I'm feeling like doing a master healing classes, like really getting to this stuff that is all of this, like in you and in me, just like I did the Saturn stuff today in the last few days, right? I feel like we're going to be doing that this week in our Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday classes, some really excellent healing work. So we'll definitely bring your chart, bring your shit, and we'll do some really good stuff. And we may focus on that like all week, which would be good. And also I want to do this here on our live shows into the future too, so we can get to the bottom of these fucker demons that you don't even realize you have. Just like this energy, you know, in my finger that's making my finger like not be able to move and shit, right? It's so subtle. And we don't even know it's there, because the Lynn that I present to the world, who I truly am and believe that I am, right? Meanwhile, there's this other part of Lynn over here that, the emotional stuff and the toxic energy and the emotions are so painful that, or the stuff also that comes with that. I choose not to see that. I can only do that for so long, right? I can only put that over here, stomp it down, not pay attention in this painful space, right? Because I choose not to be that in this reality, but it has to come out somewhere, right? For my best healing. So a lot of times it's subtle. Energy can be really super subtle. The more you do this work, the more subtle it becomes, right? So how much time do we got?
It is 9:06.
Oh, 9:06. Oh my God. Do we have questions for next week? Is there more people who want stuff answered tonight?
No, we got everybody.
Yay. All right. Great. So next week I might bring in the Mercury retrograde energy. Our next show will be next Sunday at 7:15, live talk forum with all this coolest information here. Please tell your friends, share, donate if you can, when you can, follow your heart. If you want to help us keep doing what we're doing from love, if you love what we do. Also, thank you for coming, everybody.
Good night,
thanks. So this Sunday night, live talk forum with me here on Facebook and in our shopping center, 7:15. a week from today, as well as this Friday, Medical Intuitive, 6 and 12. 6 and 12 Medical Intuitive with me, Friday nights at 7:15 as well. And the new shows will be coming, hopefully in the future, and we're going to get to those spaces. But also, I think I'm going to ask God that I bring for next week and for Friday as well, some these habits and patterns and beliefs that we're talking about in astrology, so you can get a better clue of what we're talking about, because a lot of times these consciousness and energies run in you, and you're not even like able to see them. It's like that's how subtle they are. Incredible stuff. So thank you everybody for coming. Had the best time as always. Thank you guys too. Many blessings to all of you and lots of love, and stay in your heart, because this is how you live your greatest life. Thank you. All right. See you next time.